This is a Dell Inspiron Me 1010. A cancel video. We're going to be putting on Ubuntu onto this and using it as a webcam basically, so to be able to see outside the parcels. But I didn't end up implementing that, so this just has Ubuntu on it right now, which is slow as anything. So I thought, what is the worst thing I can put on this thing, just to mess around, because Windows XP is too boring. And I thought Mac OS, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we have our totally legit copy of Snow Leopard here, so we need to go to Disk Utility. Why is my other USB not showing up? Why is that not showing up? Who knows why that wasn't showing up. So now we've got our SanDisk Cruiser and our ISO. So SanDisk Cruiser, restore from image, and we select our Snow Leopard image, restore. And then we'll let this do its thing. So we have a Snow Leopard USB created. I do not know what I'm doing at this point, so I'm just going to save that in there. Okay, so we have this application. We've got a macOS install USB, which is this one. We can't install it because this macOS is running to newer version, but what we do have is this app called Netbook Bootmaker. So we select our disk, go prepare boot drive, and we log in. And what it'll do is it'll to create a boot off of this USB. Okay, and there we are. That's our USB creation. So let's move over back to the Dell XPS, Dell Inspiron Mini 1010. Wrong word. And let's try and do this then. There's a few things we need to sort out before we do anything. So let's boot it up. Is that the right key? Yes, it is. F2. F2. That's what I want. So that's our BIOS. So there's a few things we need to set up. So from advanced, we need to go. USB BIOS legacy support needs to be enabled. So should Bluetooth. That's all fine. That's all fine. You see, we've actually upgraded the RAM to 2 gig on here. It's hell to try and do that. Let's just let it boot. Let's just do that and see what happens. Let's just leave it to do stuff and see whether we get in. Because it might not. Yeah, it does that. What does it say? Doesn't give us a reason. Unsupported CPU. Okay, so we've jumped into the future, and how is it loading? Well, apparently, if the BIOS revision is a certain version, I'll put that on screen now, it won't boot into macOS, and it'll just give that kernel panic that you saw before. Now, if the BIOS is, like, I think it's A06 or something, then it won't boot. But the latest version of NetBoot Manager actually supports it. Now, the one that I originally downloaded apparently was like version 0.82, and 0.84 supports it. So it's just going to let it do its thing, and then hopefully it boots into the installer where I can format the hard drive, install macOS, and go from there. So yeah, we're just waiting at this point. After a long while of waiting, we're on to here, use English as your main language, and we're preparing the installation. So hopefully it'll give me that pre-boot environment where I can do all the basic bits and bobs of formatting the hard drive. Here we are, continue. It's just very slow. Agree. Okay, that's why it can't find a drive. So disk utility. You know, it'll be funny if this macOS install runs better than Windows or Linux. It'll be amusing. Well, amusing to me anyway. You just let this populate the disks. Okay, so as you can see on here, we have 120GB SSD, which we can go erase it as Mac OS extended. Do I want journaled? Let's just do Mac OS. That'll do. Erase. You can barely see the screen. It's not like it's very interesting on there. All it's doing is setting up a partition, so formatting it as macOS extended, calling it macOS and just formatting it. So we'll let it do its thing, and then we'll be back in a moment. There we are, macOS, so we can close that. Continue, macOS. The disk is not journaled, for God's sake. Okay, let's go back, and let's format it again. The screen is actually like fairly bright. It's a pretty nice display actually. The keyboard's great, the trackpad's decent. The screen, although it's low resolution, it's actually pretty bright. There's no battery in it, so that'll be the next thing to get. But this will make a very nice, just quick typing machine if you need to quickly whip up a document or something. Let's erase that again. macOS journaled. Okay, there we are. So close that. Let's try this again. There, macOS install. Yes, yes. macOS has ran pretty well on every machine that I've put it on. Like the Dell XPS 15, which you saw in the previous video, that was originally running macOS, and it ran macOS better than it ran Windows. You didn't have access to the GPU, but that meant that it didn't thermal throttle, which was quite nice, to be fair. So we're just going to leave this to do its thing, and we'll be back after it's done. Okay, so it's just finished the install, and now it's just rebooting back into hopefully macOS. So I'm just going to pick up after it's finished. So there we are, macOS. Oh, that is a good sign actually. So we want United Kingdom. Okay, that's not good. The trackpad's a little bit funky. Or maybe it was lagging. Oh, it was just lagging. Okay, United Kingdom. British. It's a British keyboard. Do not transfer my information. There we are. We want to skip Apple ID. Skip that. Because obviously we're not registering the thing. There we are. So choose a picture from the picture library. And I just always go for the cat. There we are. Time zone is correct. Go. And now we wait on the screen for ages. We're getting there. It's been such a while since I've seen like old macOS. It's weird. There we are. So macOS install DVD can just be dragged to the eject. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Let's just do a shutdown. That's so weird, but it works so well. Okay, there we are. That's everything working. The boot up time is kind of trash. But if we can install Firefox, which is a fairly old version of macOS, so I might be able to. But get the browser that protects something. It still performs better than macOS or Windows. It just boots ages. You can try one of these versions. Oh, well, I'm not going to have Firefox then. But that doesn't matter, it's only for writing a few bits and bobs. Still performs better than Windows. I mean, look how fast it is when I click a button. It's fairly fast, so that's pretty good. So the one thing that needs doing is making it hibernate, because no battery plus being tethered to the wall means that I need to be able to turn it off and on again really fast. So I'm going to go into there, and then it's PM set sleep now. So that, and that makes it go into hibernate. And then we can update it and do all that stuff. Still only 10.6.8, I think, 10.6.8, something like that. But there we are, that's fully functional, and then I can just put battery in and then we're off to the races.